Hey guys, welcome back to CV Health Talks. This is Shannon, your clinical educator from Cardiovisual. Tonight we have a very exciting live for you, so we'll begin shortly. Just give me a few moments to get our guest in here. Hey Craig, how's it going?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good, good. We're just waiting. Oh, and there's Leo. How's everyone doing?
Hello.
Great.
Hey, Greg.
Hello,
Thank
Leo.
you.
How are you?
Good.
We have our fellow neighbors to the north, Canada, in here in the house tonight. So thank you so much for joining. This is an event that I've been looking forward to for a very long time to, support one of our partners, Leo. And we're holding this event actually in collaboration with the Heart and Stroke Foundation and researcher Craig Steinbeck, who's with us now, and Leo from the Heart of the Summit organization. So to give you guys a little context, Craig is an associate professor in the Faculty of Kinesiology, Sport, and Recreation at the University of Alberta and conducts research funded by the Heart and Stroke Foundation. His broad interests include how the body responds and adapts to environments, in addition to activities and conditions that are associated with reduced oxygen availability. And Leo, who you may or may have not seen on here before last year, is the founder of the Heart of the Summit organization and is currently en route to Nepal's Mount Everest to attempt climbing the first of the 7 highest peaks on Earth. And when he is successful, he'll be the first Canadian to do so and the second man in history, I believe.
Yes, you're right.
Yes. And his courageous efforts are raising funds for Heart and Stroke Foundation. He'll discuss a little bit more about his expedition later on in the program. So let's get started. Today we'll be talking about various areas of heart disease, including heart attack, risk factors, and what's next for heart attack survivors in their recovery, especially those that like to partake in particularly dangerous and high altitude activities like our friend Leo. So let's get started with a question for you, Craig. What is a heart attack?
Simply, a heart attack is when the heart doesn't get enough blood and oxygen in it. That can happen in a couple of different ways. We can have blockages in the blood vessels that feed the heart, and that might reduce how much blood flow and oxygen gets there. Or we can have those really big, Hollywood heart attacks where you get a full blockage and you don't get any blood there at all. So the heart's in crisis at that point.
Mm-hmm. And what are some risk factors?
Well, I mean, heart disease in itself, heart attack, 8 to 10 cases could be prevented. And that's because the risk factors associated are, a number of them are linked to lifestyle. So things that we normally think about, eating a healthy diet, staying active, avoiding smoking, trying to maintain a healthy weight, those are all modifiable things that we can do. Mm-hmm. If we have some other medical conditions, if we have high blood pressure or diabetes, high cholesterol, those sorts of things are a risk as well, heart. And so those are the sorts of things you want to work with your healthcare provider in managing. That'll help lower your risk. But then there's our factors that are unmodifiable. We can't choose our parents. So, family history of heart attack in the family, your ethnicity, as well as your sex. These are things that you can't modify. So if we focus on those other ones, that we can live a healthy lifestyle and work with our healthcare provider, and we can reduce that risk.
Right. And I think that, this is a very important point. Knowing the signs of a heart attack, what are some signs and symptoms that either you or a loved one may be having one?
Yeah, we think of the traditional one where you see someone holding their chest, that pressure, that tightness might occur. But you might end up with symptoms such as like sweating, other kind of upper body discomfort, a bit of nausea. Certainly you could have shortness of breath or lightheadedness. These are kind of the traditional signs and symptoms that you might see. But of note, women should actually be a little more cautious and take note because they might experience these symptoms different. And so they might get some of those pains in their chest, but they might be oriented lower. They might also get pain across the back, but then as well, kind of that dizziness, lightheadedness, and then extreme fatigue. If you're going through one of these things, you might feel really, really tired all of a sudden as well.
Right. And there's some really great resources out there that show like infographics that show the difference in symptoms between men and women. And I think that those are very important for the public to look at.
Yeah, it's very important to experience these. You should really be contacting a healthcare professional, 911, immediately.
Right. And some important statistics related to heart health in Canada. Can you hit on some of those?
Yeah. Heart disease is really critical. It's the second leading cause of death in Canada. 1 in 5 deaths caused by heart conditions. So, figure that's probably one life every 9 minutes or so. Some of our recent data suggests that heart attack deaths in Canada are around 30,000 per year.
Wow. Yeah. And unfortunately, as food becomes more processed and life becomes a bit more sedentary, these numbers are only, increasing. So it's really important that we intervene now and stop that, projection of these numbers.
Yeah, definitely.
And now we're going to, dive a little bit deeper into what Leo is doing. And as you guys know, Leo is a heart attack survivor and a thriver, may I add. What are the dangers of high altitude activities, status post a heart attack, and the difference in stress on your heart in high altitudes compared to sea level or regular altitudes?
Yeah, so there's a couple of things there to consider. So first thing is, with altitude, we say that oxygen is more limited. So you're not able to get as much oxygen in and get it to the rest of your body, including your heart. What Leo's going to be doing is going to be really taxing. It's going to be really physically demanding. And so with that, the heart needs more oxygen, kind of around in a chair or something like that. So you have these two scenarios where there's less oxygen available and he's going to be doing something really, really hard. And so the heart is going to be a lot of demand.
And what can individuals do to prepare and ensure they're partaking in these activities in a safe and healthy manner?
Well, certainly in terms of, Leo's situation, he's a fit guy, he's recovering, but he has a medical team around him as well. He's had workups in his recovery. I'm sure he'll be able to talk about that in working with a healthcare provider to make sure, first of all, that remaining underlying risk might cause a problem. But then even the average individual, you're going to want to be fit enough to do the exercise demands that are required for something like this. And then going to altitude is that other challenge. And so taking it slow, the body can adapt to these situations, but you don't want to just helicopter in and fly up. You've got to give your body time. So, it takes mountaineers, weeks to months to let their body get used to the altitudes that they're working in. And you have to let your body to respond and do that. Give yourself some time.
Right. And Leo, can you tell us a little bit where you are in your expedition now in terms of preparation and your location?
Well, right now I am in Kathmandu. We are flying tomorrow to Lukla to start the trek, the 8 days trek, which is what Craig said, pretty much acclimatizing. It's getting ready for it. It's not just jumping from a helicopter, flying all the way to base camp and starting. It's you have to acclimatize. So technically we're just waiting I think this weather is a problem right now, and then we're waiting for Lukla to clear out a little bit. It's raining and stuff like that. You have to understand that Lukla's airport is kind of difficult. The landing and everything is a little bit different. So yeah, that's what we are right now. I'm actually waiting for a text message to see if whether we're flying or not tomorrow to Lucla, and then yeah, pretty much hours away from starting.
And just to give you guys a heads up, it's actually almost 2 a.m. for Leo.
Yeah,
He
right
is
now.
he's joining us, so it's 2 p.m. in Canada, and 2 a.m. for Leo. So we have both opposite sides of the world right now here to raise awareness for this awesome event. And Leo, to take a little bit of a step back in your recovery, can you give us some insight to what it was like? I mean, now we see you're quite literally climbing mountains, both literally and figuratively. What was it like from the start?
Well, I think a heart attack comes in most cases with two different areas. The physical toll, that what it takes from you, not being able to perform in many physical areas in my life, such as providing to my house, fixing things here and there, and it was terrible. I like being the father, the grandfather, the husband, the man. It was almost impossible.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but there's another, and that comes when when that happens, you lose that other part of your life, which is it actually affects your physical, your psychological life. So I lost my identity by having all these problems, and that's the psychological toll. The part that happens more often when people think, for example, I developed PTSD, things like that, fear of everything, and it's, including am I going to die if I leave my house? It's just that fear of having, having to die. Now you're facing that fear, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So trying to stay away from fear, basically, is a challenge. Keep your mind busy. Put on my family, my goals, my work, and things I love. The main this area basically is to stay positive.
Mm-hmm. Right, and that has led you to going back to climbing, something that you love.
Exactly. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And health is mental and physical, so it's great that what you're passionate about addresses both of those aspects of your health.
Exactly. Yes, you're right.
And what are some words of advice, for someone that might have suffered from a heart attack and they don't know where to begin in their recovery?
Well, I the times that I have opportunity to talk to people, which is every time. Honestly, when I go to meetings, when I go to work, when I do my clients, when I meet people online, I always get that background of someone having a heart attack. Someone in my family had a heart attack. My brother died of a heart attack. It's incredible the amount of people that actually have heart attacks, and I am
Mm-hmm.
involved with all these people now. One of them is to stay positive. I think that the main idea is to keep mental positive. Surround yourself by positive people. It's very important to surround yourself by friends and family. There's no more damaging than people pushing you down and telling you things such as, for example, oh, you have a heart attack. Don't do that. Don't lift this. Don't move here. I think that it all goes towards the advice of your doctor, what you can and you can do, but don't go to sleep. Don't stay in bed. Try to move. Try to practice exercise. Number two, move close to the advice of recovery programs,
Mm-hmm.
rehabilitation centers. That was my first move. I moved to it's when I started to meet people from Heart and Stroke Foundation. Is when I started to meet people, and they're telling me, okay, visit this website, visit this place here. So the rehabilitation places, they also train you and get you physically ready to start moving. Look for resources, look for advice from professionals from this gigantic network of solutions out there. I mean, Heart and Stroke Foundation, for example, has a fabulous website where you can find all kind of resources, from diets, exercising, financing. You know, heart attack brings a lot of financial issues too, and you know, things like that. It includes. I decided to include resources in my life, like daily lifestyle, such as, for example, I downloaded your application. It's not that I'm advertising about you, but I downloaded your application. One of the reasons I decided to go with Cardiovisual, it's all these amazing resources in your app. The one thing this is really impressed me was when I was trying to understand what was done to me. Then it's a little bit more possible to overcome the problems that you have. When you actually visually see what the doctors have done in my heart to make it pump again, blood, you know, things like that.
Right.
As much as the graphics that I see. So, you know, just get, it's, I mean, also don't smoke, don't drink. Of course, it's don't smoke, don't drink alcohol, and keep a good diet. And so my question, you know, my question was always why, and I found those answers with these resources that I was visiting in like the website, Heart and Stroke Foundation, and Cardiovisual.
Right.
All the positive things we can put in motion to make the recovery faster, put them in practice, you know, and make things happen and create your own strategy with the help of your doctors and specialists. You know, Mount Everest is my goal. So main advice is it's with the resources that you have out there, you can create your own Mount Everest. You know what I mean? Everybody can create their own Mount Everest. And if your Mount Everest is to get up and run, get up and walk and stuff like that, that's the main idea, I think, of what I'm doing.
Yeah, and recovery, like you said, finding reliable and trusted resources is so important to getting you to take that, you know, step each day to your own Mount Everest. I like that analogy, and you know, it's incredible what you're doing and raising awareness for. And you know, Craig, do you have any parting words for Leo as he embarks on this journey?
I know that. Yeah, I know that this has been a long time coming, Leo. We've had conversations for a number of years now. So, you know, I just wish you the best of luck. This is fantastic. You're raising awareness for a really important issue, and I'll be watching. And I wish you all the luck.
Yes, we'll be here cheering you on from all different parts of the world, and I'm so proud to be you know, your partner in this endeavor. So, you know, keep us posted, and we'll be sure to keep our followers posted as well on your expedition. Best of luck, and thank you both so much for joining. If you guys have any questions on the topics that we covered, feel free to leave them in the comments section below, and we'll get to them within the next few days. We'll keep an eye on that. And, you know, for any resources, head to the Heart and Stroke website or the Cardiovisual app. And thank you again for joining, and we'll see you back next week. All right.
Thank you very much.
Both.
Thank you.